Hello everybody, I'm Spartanx20 and welcome to Pony Express. And today is a how-to. Oh my god, what are you doing? What are you doing, Spartan? I don't understand. Well, yeah, as you may have noticed, I've thrown a link into this to bleh, fuck my life. I've thrown a link into this description of all my YouTube videos to SquirrelNet. Now, SquirrelNet is a website thing. It's a server hosted by my friend. He so happens to be, hey, look, a squirrel. Good friend of mine. I have given a shout out to him. He's awesome. He likes to think he's not, but he is good at lots of things. Amazingly talented, incredibly talented guy, I have to say. He's just awesome. He's cool. Nice guy. He's awesome. Just end of story. He's awesome. So I've been playing some Fighting Against Magic with a friend of mine. Which is Evil Twine. I'll get into it later in the future of Fighting Against Magic. Now, little quick tutorial on how to get that set up, along with the net play service created by. I'm not sure who it's created by, but it's created by some dude, which I will show you, because I'm pretty sure the creator is listed on the download page. But anyway, so let's get to this. First of all, you're gonna need to go to SquirrelNet if you want to find this stuff easily. Otherwise, you can Google it if you don't like SquirrelNet. I have no idea why you wouldn't like SquirrelNet, but for sake of typing it, I will type it. So it's http // or colon, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Then it's squirrelnet.dynds.org. That's what's in the description. Now you click that little thing in the description, wait for it to load, and you should be presented with something like this. Now, right here, click download. Just the Fighting Against Magic thing, click the download button. Now, this is, I don't know what that is. That's some video. First of all, you're going to need to download this. Not that. This. Stop it, computer. No! You're going to need to download this. Now, this is Telepone. Telepone is the net play service for Fighting Against Magic, which is awesome. So first of all, you're going to need to download this. You click on this. Let me go back so I can make this work right. I need to tell him that he should fix this. But, not new window, shit. What's up with me today? There we go. So, you should come to this, and you probably will see the Telephone client right here. Now, Telephone client does look like this, and we'll see that later. So, there's a list of stuff here, and then somewhere around here there's a download button. Oh yeah, right here. Download. Click this. It'll download. Keep it. Okay. Is it going? Okay, yes, I think it's going. Okay, so while that's doing its magic, next thing you'll need to download, and because it's really big, you'll need to download one of the builds. There's another build on here I haven't seen before. Oh, I need to download that. But the builds. There are currently 5 listed here. There's tons of others. But now this is all you need. You just download this. Now I will tell you what I have recommended. So what I have recommended is you open this up. I'm going to go to a new location. For instance, downloads, so you can just pop it out later. What I recommend is you create a new folder somewhere where you want to keep it. Label it Fighting is Magic. Inside of this, you're going to want to create another folder, and this is just for ease. I didn't mean to do that. What's wrong with me? So you're going to create another folder, name it Telepone, just for ease. Now, since these things have quite large files, it's easy to misplace things, and it makes it easier for games and stuff like that not to crash. Hint, hint. So let me go ahead and see if we can find Telepone in here. So, in the telepone.zip, you will have these things. This is why it's so tedious. Now, what you're going to do is go wait for this to get done. Now, okay, so this is your Telepone. Now, another thing I recommend is because everyone ever has started out with Evo, so you're gonna want to keep Evo around, which is just EVO. Now, warning, I will not actually be downloading them because they take, with where I'm at right now, I have shitnet, so it'll take forever. So basically what you need to do when you download it is just extract the files into the folder you want. Now, as you can see, this is my archive of it. I have different builds. So in Evo, I'm just going to, for sake of demonstration, copy and drop everything out of here because my internet sucks. I didn't mean to do that. Fix that now. Okay. So now, when that's done, you will have two things here. So, basically all you know right now is, well, you've got this thing called Telepone, and you've got this thing called Evo, and you've got Funny's Magic. You can do this whatever way you want. This is just my recommended way because it's easy, and I like being organized. No wonder I like Twilight Sparkle. Anyway, so in Telepone, don't mess with anything. Don't touch anything. You can do it inside Telepone. So, there's the thing here called Telepone. Obviously, you're gonna want to open it. Let's go ahead and do that. This thing will pop up. Just do that if you're on Windows. Wait. Okay, so you'll get this window, and it might not be this size. Probably not gonna be because I resized mine. And this little box here. What you're gonna need to do is whichever one of these, host or client, doesn't matter. I use host. Then in this box, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be blank. So what you're gonna need to type is squirrelnet.dyn.dns.org. So let's go ahead and type that now. So, as you can see, we've got a nice little squirrel net here. And then over here, you have this user profile, which you can change your name. I'll change my name to Hey look a what? I think it's OR. I'm not sure. I can't spell. Then you can just customize the rest of these. Welcome message. That's for if you're hosting, and then IP change. You don't need to mess with that. So in here, this doesn't need to change. This doesn't need to change. You don't need to change this. Just don't worry about it. Click OK. Okay. Then this thing will pop up and say, please select a path. This is normal. Click OK. This window will appear. While you're in this window, I recommend you go ahead and do the rest of the stuff that I'm about to show you. So first of all, you're going to want to click this little hyphen thing here, and then it'll pull up. Well, first of all, it probably is going to pull up this, just your libraries. But what you need to do is you need to navigate to where you keep Funny's Magic. For me, where I recommend you put it is, like I said, whichever build you want to use. Now, build switching. This is why I recommend you change things. For instance, let me show you my stuff. So, in my actual Funny's Magic, I have these different folders for different things. So, in Evo, you've got all these files. This is the build. This is Funny's Magic that you see right here. In I Wanna Brawl, you have all that stuff and a little bit more. In derp, you have all that stuff and more, and every build has its own separate things. This is why I recommend you place everything in a unique place to make it easy for the game to distinguish what is what. Otherwise, you can get mixed up builds, and no one likes mixed up builds, right? Right? Okay. Anyway, so what you're going to do in this little Telepone thingy is navigate to your Friday's Magic. It could be either I want to brawl or whatever build you want. To change builds, I'll get into that later. So you've got general here. You can set all this stuff up. Preferences. Now I'm going to go through what everything means. Edit game. I think that's I. What this does, it'll open up a notepad so you can edit the game settings, the raw settings in the configuration file. You can do that if you like that better, but I prefer using this little handy dandy little menu here. Replay folder. Okay, replay folder. This one's optional. What the replay folder is it's a folder that you can use for replays. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to navigate to where you have your Friday's Magic at. And then I recommend to keep all these files from every single game you play of Friday's Magic out of the way. Make a new folder. Replay. You can put it in Telepone or in different builds if you want to change that too for that specific build. You can also do that, but I feel that that's a little bit over-organized. Now, once you've done this, you can move on to other things. Replays are optional. It's if you want to go back and see what you did. Categorize replay by game. This will tell. I think what this option does is it sort of makes it categorized. So, it just adds information to the file name and stuff, and it makes it easier to find or something. I don't know. I haven't really messed with all this stuff. Other things I have played around with. Performance. This, I have no idea what it does, but it gives you a little explanation here. So if you want to mess with that, you can do that on your own. GUI. Reduce GUI drawing upon match start. I think that does some weird shit that is complex, but you don't really notice it. It just reduces lag or some weird shit like that. Don't ask me, I'm not the techie guy. Go talk to Haloka Squirrel, the hoster of this nice little server we're about to pop into. He will tell you everything you need to know, so if you have any questions, go talk to him. I'm just kind of going over what to do and how to get things working. Right. Now, advanced, this stuff you don't need to mess with, or you can. Sounds. This is just for, obviously this is, well, obvious. Challenge notification sound. This is when someone, how Telepone works is it works on a challenging system. So, when someone wants to fight you in Friday's Magic, if you are not in a certain mode called resting, which I will explain later, then they will be able to challenge you, and it will auto-open the window on your computer, and it will be Friday's Magic linked to them via NetPlay. Now, a sound, I'm not sure, I'm not too wanting of a sound, but it'll make a sound whenever this happens. So it'll make a sound whenever the window opens, I think. So, now, next bit of information about this, chat notification sound. Whenever someone does something in the chat, which I can't do right now because I can't, whenever something does something in the chat, when they type in the chat and push the enter key to talk to you in Telepone, or talk to anyone, for that matter, Telepone communication, oh my god, you'll make a sound. It's kind of obvious. And room entry notification sound. This is when someone enters Telepone. So when someone connects, it'll make a sound saying that, hey look, this guy's here. So these are sounds. You can just set the paths for these. Game. This one's a bit more important, and you're gonna need to know how to come back and change this if you are interested in tournaments or just wanting to change stuff in general. This one's got a lot of options in it, and you can actually change most of this in game, but some of the more detailed things you should keep working on out here. What is this? What? 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 Thank you. Jeez. Okay, that's never happened to me before. Sorry about the delay. Well then, back to this. Max stage. This I recommend you set to 4, because there are only 4 stages in the game. Now, what this does is each stage has its own number, and yeah, each stage has a number. So from 1, 2 to 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not sure which ones come where, but it's a random stage selection. This one, I don't know what this does. It's something you can mess with it and find out what it does. I think it's how the random stages are selected or something like that. But whatever you want to do, my friend. Now, rounds. This is the number of rounds to win a match. I got confused with this at first, saying how many rounds could happen maximum. However, it's nowhere near that. Like any ordinary fighter, there are rounds to the fights, and say winner of round 1 gets 1 point, which is normally represented by a little box or a circle or some weird representation somewhere on the screen. Now, 2 rounds. 2 rounds, what it does is 2 rounds to win a match. 3 rounds maximum, and so on. I think the max you can set this is like 8. Yeah, 8. 9. No, 9. I prefer to keep it on 2 because 2 is stable. Timer. 99 is maximum, which I'm kind of disappointed about. It should be anything but, you know, tedious making all the numbers. Now, if you want no timer, just set this simply to 0, and you won't have a timer. Other. Show hurt or slash something. In the game creator, which I actually have, the characters have hitboxes. A hitbox, if you don't know, is how the character gets hit. So, for instance, say you were to punch someone in the face in a video game, or okay, let's take Mortal Kombat for example. Scorpion, he can punch his enemies, correct? Well, if the enemy didn't have a hitbox, he couldn't do that. And if he didn't have a hitbox on his fist, so that he could punch his enemy, that can happen as well. This shows the hitboxes on the ponies, so you can for debugging, you can do it if you want. Boot at 640x400. This will set the maximum screen size or window size for Fighting is Magic. You can customize this just by resizing the window when you open it, which is very handy, and I like programs that do that because without that it's kind of tedious. Player name. So up here you have your title bar, right? If right now it's options and you got your little icon, and you can do stuff with that. Well, on the Fighting is Magic window, this is what appears there. Now, I personally, that's it. But what this does is it will customize that. So player names, it'll show host and then challenger. I believe it might be backwards, but who cares? So it will show by usernames. I didn't mean to do that. My hand slipped. So player names, it'll be, for instance, hey look, a how-to creator versus SpartanX20. This one, match count. That is, for instance, you face your friend and you win that match. It'll bring you back to the character selection screen. You do it again, that's match 2. The first one was match 1. Yada yada yada. FPS, or frames per second, how fast the game is running at the current time. This could be useful for debugging, but is not recommended if you're just going to play the game, because no one really needs to know that. Random number display. Fuck my life. I have no idea what that does. I haven't messed with that yet. Let's go ahead and enable all these so I can show you them later. Single player blah 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 blah. This is just to help you practice for online play. Not that important. I think that's what it is. Yes, I think it is. I'm not sure. I have no idea. Don't ask me. Ask Squirrel, because he knows everything about this. Replay compression. This is some weird shit to compress replays. It's recommended to be off for some reason, but I have no idea what it does. Color. If I can click it. This is just the different colors of what different things are. Different things in the thing. So, first of all, you've got your nice little names over here. So, these are the different name colors that you can have. Yeah. Different name colors. Over here, so, I'll explain each one of these because I said I would. If the server or the server administrator says something, the name will appear green. If a host says something, it will appear blue, and if a client says something, it will appear black or white or I don't know what it actually is. I think it's black anyway. So yeah, and if you click one of these, it'll open up this. Yeah, default Windows color changer. So messages. If the system, I'm not sure what system is, sends a message, it'll appear this weird cyan, dark cyan, looks like Rainbow Dash is outline color. Error, it'll appear red. The text will appear red. And debug, don't know what really that does, but for debugging purposes, I guess, it'll appear this weird orangey sunset color. Statuses. So in this little telephone thing in the background we have here, you can see that there's this empty box over here. This large open space here, is the chat. This area right here is your handy little, that thing that they call, player list. So that's the people who were in the server at the time, and it's very useful for people because, you want to know who's there, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. Moving on. This is for resting, so if they're resting, which means they cannot be challenged, their name will be outlined by yellow. If they are, what does it say? Oh yeah, fighting, their name will be outlined by red. If they are spectating, which is weird and buggy and needs to be worked on, will appear green. Spectating is kind of obvious. Fighting is kind of obvious. Other, not important. Volume. Well, this is a big one. Yeah, you can change the volume of the stuff in the game. How freaking amazing is that? Am I right? It's kind of obvious, and it's one of those, well, duh menus. So, obvious. Now, icons. This one is kind of interesting. So, I'm not sure what the other options do, and it might just need debugging, but I'm not sure. What you will need to do is you can change your icon. It's kind of obvious. So, each player has this little icon by their name, and I'll show you this later because people have icons by their names. But for demonstration, I will switch it to Applejack because Applejack needs some love. So, once you're done with this, I recommend you click Apply just to make sure it works, and then click OK. It will then do some shit, and this will pop up. So if it's your first time running Telepone, this will happen. This is a little, hey, you want to allow this program to connect to the internet? Network? So, basically, you can just go ahead and say yes to this. And, I'll explain these options. Allow Telepone to communicate on these networks. Public networks such as home or work network. For instance, you have your internet stuff at home, you want to be allowed to communicate on do stuff, basically be able to do stuff. public networks, I recommend you just select both of these for ease. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You're more techie dude than I am, and you can do whatever you want to protect yourself. Just click the little allow access thing, and I will note that you need to be an administrator. What? Warning, technical difficulties. We may be experiencing some technical difficulties here. Oh, I forgot a quick little step. Highlight D and S. This is important. If you do not do this, you will screw yourself over and you will not be able to connect. So if you're having that same issue I just had, which I've never had before because I was an idiot this time. Yeah, I derped. Insert derpy flying across the screen here. I would do that, but, you know, I don't have good editing software. Anyway, just click OK, and it should do this. Yay. It should do this. And this is what you want it to do. And, yes. Hey, every pony. So, yeah, that's the gist of it. Now, exploring a little bit of other things. This button right here, friend list. You can have friends, apparently. I'm not sure how this works. Oh, I can't read shit. Fuck me. Fuck my life. Okay, just had to get that out of the way. Now then, as you can see, everyone has a little icon, and this is something really cool about this. This little menu I'll go into depth later. So you can get your refresh list, and it'll refresh the list, and do all that shit, all awesome stuff like that. You've got your reconnect, or go to free play. So you can push this, and then it'll pop this menu back up. This is really good for doing things, and then you can click OK again, and it'll reconnect you to the server. This can also be done by going up to Task, Reconnect. Go to rest. This will make you go to rest mode, which can also be done by going to task, toggle rest. Rest is so that people can't challenge you, so that if you want to do other stuff but keep Telepone open, you can do that. So I'm going to go to rest right now so people can't challenge me. Now, first open of the game here. This one is very handy too. Turn train in single player. This will pop open your nice little window of fighting its magic. Let me make sure my volume's in check. This game gets freaking loud, so I'm just gonna turn the volume way freaking down. I think I'm having technical difficulties. Or maybe not. Maybe things are just not making sounds for some reason. That's weird. I'll fix that later. But anyway, as you can see, and I'm gonna go back into this little thing here, so you can see what I'm doing. You have your nice little thingy up here, and it says stuff. It says fighting is magic. Hey, look a how-to creator. Then it says battle count 0. Oh yeah, and then the 2 people battle win count right here. Win count. The FPS, and then some other thing that I don't know. And then the round number. Now that's that. This here. What is this? Mark recently saved replays as favorite. Yeah, it's cool. That's for replay stuff. You can do that if you want. It doesn't really matter, really. Challenge random opponent. This one's very helpful. You just pop in here, you push the button, it'll challenge someone random. As you can see, if you go in here and it says ping, this is your max ping, so anyone without that can not connect this. Don't mess with this drop box if you are not techie. Auto scroll, leave that checked. That, you can do that if you want. It doesn't really matter. I think that's for sounds. But then, to do a demonstration, okay, getting that out of the way, I just need someone to challenge me now. So once someone decides to challenge me, okay, so here you can see updates and stuff. So this is the chat. Like I said, you can type stuff and, yeah. So let me go ahead and, okay. Whenever anyone is ready to do this, if not, I will just do the demonstration myself, along with a little walkthrough of different things in the game itself, because I can. Now, this little menu here. Hover over me, won't show you shit at all. Let's do, which one of these guys is my friend? Server admin. Why not? Actually, let's do someone who's actually willing to do shit. So right here, we've got the name. I think that's the IP and some other, and an ID. This is really weird and buggy, but if you have good internet, it'll work. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. What was I looking at? What was I looking at? What was I looking at? Okay. Our location, win-loss ratio, ping, no data because it's weird like that, and I shitting it, like I said before right now. Contact at, this is a contact, so if you want to talk to them, you can go ahead and do that. This is seeking, this is who you want to seek, or what you are seeking in the community. Avoiding, same thing, just opposite. That's that. Now, in Fighting is Magic, I'm just going to challenge someone randomly here. Challenge. Come on. Challenge someone. God damn it. Okay, so, like you see here, when you challenge someone, it'll automatically pop up in the window. All that stuff appears the same. Now, like I said before, it will have different things. So as you can see, it's yeah, it's opponent first. Now I'll go ahead and do this little battle here. I don't have my character since I'm not using the right build, but this is the character selection screen, and it'll automatically pop you into this if you get lucky. Then it'll pop you into the battle. Now up on the top you have the two character you know, little thingies there, so you can see who's who and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's you have the health bar, the character health bars, and then a little image of who's who. And like any classic fighter, you have the name, and those little dots there are the, well, you know, that normal stuff. You know, those little, you know, what are those things called? Those little things I was talking about earlier that most every fighter has. That handy thing, oh, I don't know, what is it called? Oh yeah, that's right, it's the rounds. And then you've got the timer in the middle, which, here's a quick tip. Timers, if you are the challenger, it will focus on who you challenge. So they are the person who gets to govern over timers and stuff like that. I know I lost that match, but I'm not trying to win right now. So leave me alone, YouTube. Now, movements, you can set up your controls however you want. It's not up to me, but like I said, you can do whatever you want. Down on the bottom, you've got your magic meter, which maxes out at 3. At 1 is when you can do for basic combos. Now then, if I'm correct, the game will automatically close out when someone else exits the game. So it'll automatically just close the freaking window. So if someone exits the game, it won't just desync you. It'll close the freaking window. How handy is that? I'll go through the options menu at the top in a couple seconds. But for now, I'm just wanting to show you some of the stuff in the game itself before I go on to anything more in depth. So this is the in-game screen and all that handy stuff, all that awesomeness. And I'll go ahead and kick this guy's ass real fast. But anyway, yeah, there's nothing really to talk about right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this because I'm done with that, and I'll pop open another one. While I'm doing this, I will quickly note that there are different builds, like I said before, and each build will have different things and different characters. Results may vary. Now, you've got these 3 options up here. Let me go ahead and do this for ease. You got these 3 options up here. You've got window. Window size, you can change the window size, and then you can full screen the window. And then you got a little shortcut for that here, which is F4. You've got an option, you've got game, so you can change all the stuff you did in game over there, in here. So you've got the map. So this is how you change the map. So for instance, say let's go RD test or Cloudsdale. You can set your rounds for team, which is not actually in here. Your game speed, which I highly recommend you keep at 8. Then your timer, and yada yada yada. All that stuff I recommend you keep the same. You've got your keyboard, so this is how you set your settings, your controls and stuff. So player 1 controls here. These are not default, this is what I have. Player 2 controls are here. Simple, right? Last option, you've got joystick, which I think is for controllers, but I'm not quite sure, and I would rather not mess with that right now. About this little thing that says, hey, this is what build you are using. So, yeah, that's that. And you've got one button here right now, so that's kind of not confusing at all. So anyway, I think that's basically everything. But one more thing, I'll go over the things in this up here. So you've got playback replay file. Then you can find a replay file to play back. Simple as that. You've got save log. You can save, I think it's this, I think it's a log or something. Exit, which is just basically either leaving the server or closing Telepone. You've got task, which is toggle rest, which does that. We've got reconnect, which reconnects you. We've got replay manager, which is just a manager to manage your replays. I don't use it that much, but you can if you want to. We've got status manager, which I don't use that much either. It's more the high-techy stuff. So then you've got journal settings, which opens up that nice little handy menu that we were at when we first started. So this is how you change your build. So if you want to change your build, you go in here, you go back out to here in your ordinary findings magic folder if it's not letting me go back. Then you find whatever folder your build is contained in or wherever it's at. You open that up and then select the findings magic inside of that or whatever it's called. Simple, right? Anyway, the next one is spectate settings. This one is for spectating. So when you spectate someone by right-clicking and hit spectate, these are your settings for it. Game type FM2K or whatever the hell that is. These are editors, so I don't think there's really too much of a difference. But you can just leave those the same. Delay, leave that auto. Save replay files. If you want to save replays, you can check that. No single player replays. If you don't want replays for single player, for instance, when you click on this button to go into single player training, you don't want those to be saved, which I actually do. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. I mean, not select that. But allow spectators. This is basically you can allow people to spectate you. Rest on connect. This is very handy, and I like to have this so I can just connect and then be done with that so I can come back in a few minutes. So when you connect, it'll automatically set you into resting mode, which is really, really, really handy. Go to rest mode after battle. Another handy one. For instance, you fight someone, then you close out the battle or the fighting's magic window. It'll put you in rest automatically. Kind of handy. Disable emotes. So here, let me show you what quickly an emote is. This is just an emote. Emote. Now, if I were to turn this on, it just does that. So, yeah, that's that. Well, help. Command list, this is for commands, so you can mess with that if you want. I'm not going to do an in-depth on the commands. Open single player help. This is just a readme file, or the help file, for fighting his magic. Governed by the build, I believe. List switch, I'm not sure what this does. I don't know. I'm confused. Version info tells you what version of Telepone you have. That's very simple. Now the right-click menu. When you right-click, you have challenge to go in. God damn it! Challenge to go into a battle with someone. Spectate to spectate them. Ping to ping them, which will just give you the accurate ping at that specific moment. Toggle ignore so you can ignore people. Decline challenges. It'll automatically say, "Hey, I don't want to fight you." Get version info, so it'll tell you their version. And then check compatibility, which will see if your games are compatible. So this is very handy too. So that's basically about it for Telepone. I may do other things pony related, how-to stuff in the future, but for now I've got nothing else to really worry about. So that was Telepone, guys. I hope you enjoy this video, because I know I enjoy making things like this. And I'll see you guys next time. A few little updates though. Rainbow Factory. That is coming soon. Stay tuned, because I'm trying to get, our little friend Gunslinger to actually want to read. So, yeah. Oh yes, chapter 2 of that nice little fan fiction. Let's see, what is it called? Rejected. I'm going to record right after uploading this to YouTube. Well, while uploading it, because it doesn't take that much stuff and time to do that. And I want to clarify that I do enjoy what I do. And we do enjoy everything we do. That's why we do it. So, if you think otherwise, and I'm going to say this multiple times, I love My Little Pony. One of the best TV shows ever. Honestly. Yet. At least. Not ever yet. But, anyway. I'm going to say this again and again. But, like I said, it's amazing. I love it. We all love it. Everyone here. We wouldn't be here if we didn't love it. I wouldn't have ponies on my desktop if I wouldn't love it. I wouldn't be making pony videos if I didn't love it. I wouldn't be reading pony fics if I didn't love it. So, remember, ponies forever. Friendship is magic. So, always once a brony, always a brony. So, yeah. Not that many updates so far, but, we are working on getting things updated with the animations. Animations are going along really great. Our animator, Devix, he's doing a fantabulous job at animating. And he's amazing. I think he might have a DeviantArt account. If he doesn't, then but if he does, then I will definitely put links to that in the description of the videos, because he is a phenomenal artist. Like I said, Squirrel's amazing, but he's just a graphics designer. Devin is that pencil paper writer. Like I said, they don't think they're that great, but they are freaking amazing. So yeah. Anyway, I recently bought my first piece of pony merch. It's a not a Rainbow Dash, it's a Twilight Sparkle plushie, and I have it right here. It's watching me. It's like I'm watching you. So, yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video in Rejected. I will see you guys in Rejected if you watch that. Like I said, My Little Pony, I love it. I love My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. I'll see you guys later. I'm SpartanX20, and this is Pony Express. Pony Express? What? Then I said, Oatmeal, are you crazy? I'm SpartanX20. This is Pony Express.